apologies for our ramblings. We were up a little too late watching our Detroit Tigers absolutely blow it in the 15th inning. So we're a little low on sleep, but excited for this big week in college football. We have a lot of ranked games. If you do want our full in-depth preview, you got about 2 hours before that first game kicks off. We post our 5 top matchups in college football. We call this show wow, Power 4 picks, and that is over on our page where we go way more into depth of all these games. But this is basically a time for you guys to come in here, and it's also a time for me and Ethan to come in here and pick each other's brains. We basically go through the college football slate time slot by time slot, talking through games we like, games we don't like, games we already have bets on, games we're thinking about bets. And we kind of pick each other's brains and see if that's where we want to go, or if that's a bet we want to take or a bet we want to stay away from. So I'm excited for this this Saturday. This is my first Saturday in 3 weeks where I'm just sitting down watching football. I had a wedding last week. The last 2 weeks before that, I was traveling to Hawaii and back. So I'm super excited to do absolutely nothing for the next what time is Hawaii play? Midnight? Next 14 hours here. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to diving in. A couple games I like. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bets already placed. Definitely looking to add a couple more. There's a couple that I'm on here that I definitely have circled that I'm thinking about. But yeah, super excited to watch it. Nervous about my boys in blue. But Ethan, welcome. How are you? How are you dealing with the Tigers' loss, and how are you feeling about this upcoming college football slate?
Yeah, not only a great college football slate, but a full NHL slate and one more playoff baseball game today. So I'm a little envious of you, again, to just hang out, watch the games all day, which I'll be doing so. I'll just be in a social gathering. I have a really good friend here from town, so going to meet up with him and go to a little get-together at my friend's house. But we'll have the sports on, be drinking and stuff. So it'll be a good day. But tomorrow I will most likely be wishing that I was just sitting on my couch all day watching sports because I will probably be hurting. But yeah, that being said, Tigers game was tough. Like you said, I mean, how long was that game? 5.5, 6 hours?
Yeah. 8 until 1:30.
Yeah.
5.5 hours. Yeah.
And then, yeah, we were talking before the show, but you basically could have turned it off when school got yanked because the writing was on the wall. Well, really, as soon as that tying run came across in the 8th or 7th. So, yeah, I mean, it's disappointing, but I don't know. You can kind of see it coming. I don't think we would have fared well against Toronto had we made it, but I just wanted to take a step forward from where we were last year. We literally finished in the same exact spot. I guess we played, 6 extra innings this year than what we did last year. So I guess there's that. But yeah, I mean, overall good season. I think we need Scooble to really give us any chance at next season, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, as far as college football goes, great slate today. Well, actually decent slate. It's not, a couple weeks ago were some really good games. It's a pretty good slate today. Have some plays I've already locked in, some plays I'm looking at. One play I have locked in that I'm considering getting out of that I need to pick your brain about. And then, yeah, more baseball today. Really looking forward to that. My buddy is actually a Cubs fan who flew into town, so
Nice.
I'm sure we'll have some action there. I'll probably be on the Brewers, but yeah, looking forward to a good day of sports. Need the Wings to bounce back as well because they looked like their season's already over.
Yeah. Before we get into football, I will say quickly, I have officially watched my last MLB game of the year. So Tigers are out. I don't really care about the rest. I might have some bets. I might check the scores on ESPN, but maybe I'll watch if it's a game 7 of the World Series, maybe. But yeah, my heart's not in it anymore. And it never really was. I watched probably 5% of the Tigers games, but yeah, we got too much going on. NHL's back. We got college football starting back on Tuesday next week. I mean, too much for me to care about the MLB. But let's get into this slate.
I will say quick, just on MLB, I will really only care because I have a lot of money on the Dodgers to win the World Series in futures. I have a good amount of money on the Cubs to win the World Series in futures. And then I also have little bets on the Mariners and Blue Jays. So if Milwaukee loses today, sitting pretty.
Okay. Those Blue Jays, man. Some pretty good bats they got going there. Yeah, let's start at again, we'd go time slot by time slot. If there is a game you guys want us to jump to in the comments, let us know. We can quickly jump to that game and give our breakdown, our bets, and our previews. Let's start at noon. Again, this is in about 2 hours here. We have Alabama, Missouri. We talked about this one on Power Four picks. We did defer on our sides here. I have locked in. Oh my, is that the spread? I have locked in Mizzou +3. It's looking like it's gone up a little bit since then, which is not great for me. But basically, I'm still just playing off the, Missouri hasn't been Alabama since 1975. A good stat that you mentioned. Missouri's had pretty much 3 weeks to prepare for this game. They had a bye last week. They played UMass the week before, and then the Monday after that previous game. So basically, 3 full weeks to prepare for Bama. Bama's had 2 really hard games in a row, beating fantastic win at Georgia and then a revenge win against Vandy. I just think, again, I think it's too many big games in a row for Bama. I think Missouri's had this game scheduled for at least the last 3 weeks, maybe not, or maybe even the entire season so far. So I think Missouri has a little bit more fight in this game, maybe a little bit more juice in this game. So I'm gonna take them with the plus dog, or plus money, but I do think they are, in my opinion, live for an underdog upset in this game. But I know we defer on sides here. Are you still on Crimson Tide?
I am, and I'm probably not going to play this game. But yeah, basically, I like Alabama because I still think they're underrated, undervalued. Like I said on our Power Four pick show, I do think they're the second best team behind Ohio State in the country right now. That being said, their spot here is not good. Obviously, off the Georgia win, which is their biggest rivalry of the season, off the revenge win over Vanderbilt with a revenge spot on deck with Tennessee, which is a game I think they care way more about than a team that hasn't beat them in 50 years. But yeah, I just think the line is just too short at this point. I just think Alabama is by far the better team. I also want to see because I know we were both on North Texas last night. I tweeted out and told you I ended up hedging off that pretty soon because it was, I think North Texas was up 7 and they had 3 defensive takeaways already, and South Florida was just moving the ball at will, and just got really scared off of that. And I was a little hesitant going in because South Florida's strength of schedule was like 29th, I think, in the nation. North Texas was 5th from the bottom. So that just really kind of made me nervous that, like, is North Texas really that good? They haven't played anybody. Alabama has the 3rd hardest strength of schedule. And I think Missouri is, I can come back to it. Oh, here, it's like 110th out of 136. So big strength of schedule. Different tier, which obviously you can only play who's on your schedule, but I don't know. I think maybe Missouri's a little overvalued, and I still think Bama's a little undervalued. So I would have to look at Bama, but don't think I'll play it.
Yeah, that North Texas game was very unfortunate. That was that defense might be worse than Colgate's defense. Holy hell, was that bad? It was just big. Yeah. Their offense was fine, but it was just big play after big play after big play for USF, and they just couldn't do much. Unfortunate loss there last night for me. Also had the over in that Rutgers Washington game. If you didn't see, they threw a pick on the 2-yard line that would have hit the over, so that sucked. Did have Colorado State +7. I think they won by 40. So, anyways, continuing on noon. I'm gonna go a little out of order here. I haven't bet this yet. We've talked about it, and it's ugly, but we have UCLA at Michigan State. Michigan State is, what, a 7.5, 8.5 point favorite here. Again, big news, UCLA off a big win against Penn State. They're traveling all the way across the country, but, I mean, you know your Spartans better than I do. I don't think Michigan State should be favored that much against another Big Ten team, maybe Northwestern. But I mean, UCLA after a win like that, and it's still that high. I mean, that's alarm bells for me. So I am 99% gonna. I haven't locked it in yet, but I probably will the second we get off the show. Is bet Michigan State on the spread.
Yeah, I mean, State has to be the side. They're how in the world? I expected them to go into this game as a dog. So maybe I'm just off on Michigan State, but they have not shown me anything this year that makes me think they're any better than what they were last year, the year before that. Yeah, I don't like State at all. But the line is telling me they're the side. They're probably going to win and cover this game. It is a tough travel spot. I mean, it's a terrible spot for UCLA coming off that win against Penn State and now traveling almost as far as you possibly can to Michigan State. Michigan State is undefeated at home. Their only 2 losses, which are their only 2 real games they've played, at USC and at Nebraska. So maybe they are a better home team, but you know their wins are Boston College, Western Michigan, and Youngstown State at home. So tough to really say that. I'm looking, and I have not found a dancing partner yet, but looking to do a money line parlay with Sparty. Find someone else that I can get to like minus 120, minus 115. We'll talk about them here in a little bit, but like Florida State, I was looking at, they just don't get me quite where I need to be on it. Then I thought maybe do I do Michigan State, Florida State, Ohio State, but Ohio State on the road, I just don't love it. So still kind of looking for a team to pair with State. Yeah, you have bigger balls than I do if you're wanting to lay over a touchdown with Sparty, but it is probably the side. I mean, I can't believe that line, but I don't think I can pain myself with that today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna take it. Again, I'm like 90+% gonna take it. I think it's the right side. It's gonna be ugly, and yeah, I don't know. Nico looked great last week, but I think it was just a little bit of a fluke game, and I don't know. I don't hate the over. I could see this being higher scoring if Nico's playing well and if Giles is playing well. I could see the over. I don't think both defenses are fantastic, so maybe that'll be a play. I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking on that one. We got about an hour 45 to figure that one out. You just mentioned this one, Ohio State, Illinois. Ohio State's at Illinois. They're a 14.5-point road favorite. Over under is 51.5. Now, I really like this under. When we recorded on Thursday, it was 49.5. So that is ultimately making me stay off this. I still don't know where the points are coming from. They're not going to be coming from Illinois. Ohio State, I think, has the first or second best defense in the country. Illinois' defense is fine, not great. But I just haven't been impressed with Ohio State's offense. I've said this on our Power 4 Pick show. They've been really their only impressive win is against Texas, which again was great at the time, number one team in the country. Now Texas is looking like a 7-5, 8-4 type team. We'll see what they do today. So good win at the moment, but not anymore. And I just don't think Illinois is great. I get it, but I just don't know where the offense is coming from. So my favorite still would be the under. I just don't think I can play with the line going up 2 points since Thursday. And then I think this is going to be right at 14 points. Like I have this game super low scoring, like 20-6, something like that, where it's a 14. So I am probably not going to get involved in this game. If I do, like I said, it's going to be the under. But for Michigan's sake, I hope Illinois hangs in there, so it gives me a little bit of confidence that Ohio State's beatable. I don't know. I could see Ohio State just walking away with this one, to be honest. But yeah, I just talked in a circle. Ultimately, not going to bet Ohio State, Illinois, most likely.
Yeah, I don't think I will either. I'll keep it short because we did go over it on Power 4, and my opinion really hasn't changed much. I would still lean Ohio State just because I just think they're the by far superior team. Still looking to fade Illinois, but I'd maybe even look at, if you want to play Illinois, I'd look first half. I think they can keep it close early. I think late Ohio State pulls away, similar to, well, hopefully it's a little easier than Vanderbilt, Alabama last week, but I could see it being a very similar type game where, yeah, Bama, I mean, they were probably lucky to cover the spread, but I did feel like they dominated that second half. They just weren't getting touchdowns. They were settling for field goals. So I could see it being similar to that way. So I think if you like Illinois, play first half. If you like Ohio State, maybe do full game.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I have to look at scores in years past between these two teams because they play last year and Illinois is decent. I don't think
they've played it in a while.
Okay. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be you remember Ohio State, Nebraska last year where it was like 20-17 or something where Ohio State barely won. They had to score a last minute touchdown to beat Nebraska. Kind of feel like it's going to be that one. It was 24-17. They were down 14-17, scored a touchdown and win 21-17. But
okay.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it's going to be that type of game. Anyways, continuing down the noon slate, we have Pittsburgh, Florida State. You mentioned a little bit about it. UCF, Cincy, Stanford, SMU, Houston, OK State. I'm seeing a lot of people on Bowling Green, our good old MAC school, hosting Toledo. Another MAC game, Miami, Ohio against Akron, Charlotte, Army. Anything interests you? Again, I did like Bowling Green. I'm seeing people that I trust backing them. Early in the week, they got them all at plus 11. I'm seeing Bowling Green plus 10 now. Probably won't bet it, but just for anyone wondering if you want to bet, I think Bowling Green's probably the sharp play there. I got nothing for Florida State. I'm seeing people taking Pitt, but I don't really want to do that. You got anything?
Yeah, just really quick. I did just quickly look up the Ohio State history with Illinois. Have not played since 2017-18. They were scheduled to play COVID year and got canceled. And Illinois has not beaten Ohio State since the 07-08 season, which I believe was Juice Williams
Okay,
for Illinois, I think.
sounds right.
Um, so yeah, 52-14 last time out, but that was 7-8 years ago. But yeah, as far as the rest of the news slate, I actually do kind of like Florida State. I haven't bet them. But that's the only way I could look. It's talking about that saying losing the same game twice. Like, maybe I could see that with the Virginia game. Obviously, Miami's a good opponent as well. I think I really liked Florida State last week, and they looked terrible. But losing at Virginia and home against Miami are just two way bigger opponents and situations than at home against Pitt, especially when your season's still very much on the line here. I think Florida State, I think the line is short. I think they win by at least 2 touchdowns. So I lean Florida State, but not one that I've bet. I know a guy I really like and trust. He likes James Madison, but I think he got maybe 17 and a half. So line's gone up a little bit. I don't know if I'll get there with James Madison, but I know he really likes it. Oklahoma State feels like they might be the side at 14 and a half, but again, just don't know if I'm going to get there with a 1-4 team that's looked terrible. Let's see what else. Cincinnati, I tweeted out last week that I couldn't wait to fade this team. I thought maybe they'd be top 25. I'm not going to fade them this week, but UCF does sound decent at plus 11 and a half. And I think that's it for noon for me.
Yeah, I'm on DraftKings, so keep butting in if there's any Virginia teams to talk about because they don't show up on my DraftKings. Because I know UVA is ranked now, and I forget who they play, but just butt in when those teams come up. This brings us to we'll go the quick games. There's only a couple on here. Again, there might be some Virginia schools, but Ole Miss, Washington State. I wouldn't be surprised if Ole Miss wins by 60. Honestly, probably take the over in that game. I don't know who Ole Miss has on deck, but this is a game. Trinidad Chambliss, alma mater from high school, is going to have like, I don't know, 17 touchdowns. I've already seen it. It's going to be like a 72-3 Ole Miss win. I've seen people on Kent State against UMass, but that line hasn't changed. And I'm seeing Kent State's now becoming pretty popular. But anything else between that noon and 3:30 before we get to the big games at 3:30?
Yeah, I kind of like Washington State, and I don't think I have the guts to take them. But I mean, Ole Miss 5-0 off the huge win against LSU and a bye, so the momentum stopping by. Washington State, they're not going to give two shits about with 2 road games coming up at Georgia, at Oklahoma. So I just think the spot is god awful for Ole Miss. I mean, I have nothing really to say about Washington State. They're off a win and a bye after losing 2 in a row, so kind of a get right spot. They do have Virginia on deck, but they're not going to overlook Ole Miss. Also, I'm seeing this line open 34 and a half down to 32 and a half, and public is on Ole Miss. So I don't know. I kind of like Washington State, but I mean, it could easily be 70-3, easily. So I just don't know if I'll like. That's such a week 1 matchup, and now we're in week 7, and we're still getting shit like that. So I don't know if we'll play that. And then what a huge game, Kent State and UMass, man. Kent State favorite. It's got to be Kent State, right?
I don't know. I'm seeing people on Kent. I don't.
I took them to score over 1.5 team total last week. That
1.5.
1.5, dude. Was
44-0.
So my whole thought process was, turnovers, one big offensive play. Like you're probably gonna get into field goal range, and then you're gonna avoid the shutout by just taking your field goal. They got into field goal range and they went for it on 4th and 7. I'm like, what are we doing? You don't want at least a number on your
1.5 is disrespect. You might as well make it 2.5. How?
I know. I was like, even if
they're gonna put it in a
safety. Like, there's so many ways this could hit. No, it was the worst sweat ever.
It sounds unimaginable. So imagine having the under in that. Or you had the over, right? Or
in what one?
That the team total?
Yeah, team total over.
I mean, even if you have the under, you're sweating that entire game too. So no matter which way you're betting that, you're absolutely hating your life.
Yeah. And then they go on to cover the game without scoring, so it just really pissed me off. God.
We have a fantastic 3:30 slate. Let's just start off with the big boy. Did we? Is it at Oregon College Game Day?
I
I need to get
assume
that on
so.
my TV here. I think it just started 20 minutes ago. What we believe is College Game Day. Uh, we were up late last night. Bear with us. Sorry, our brains aren't here. Tigers played way too late. We have number 7 Indiana at number 3 Oregon. I have kind of fallen in love with this game, and I am very upset with myself. But I have India spread, and I am going to sprinkle Indiana money line.
Don't hate it.
I'm going to do it. I mean, my thought process here, Indiana last year, it's the same story. You know, we kind of thought they were a little fraudulent, got exposed in the college football playoff. Now, 1 year removed from that, it's the same story, kind of. They just destroyed Illinois. So I think right off the bat, that's given them a little bit more credibility. I don't think Illinois is great. I don't think Illinois is going to finish in the rankings, but they destroyed Illinois 63-10. That is an ass whooping against a ranked team. That should give them some validity. And now they're going to Oregon, which is a super tough place to play. I get it. I think people are going to be super eager to bounce on Oregon after a win against Penn State. They're at home. Indiana still might be having that fraud title of last year. I don't know. I think this is Indiana's year, and I hate it. And I hate Indiana, and I hate Kurt Signetti. I could just see his cocky little freaking walk to the press box or to the press booth or whatever after the game and his snarky ass comments, whatever. I've already seen it. So I think Indiana's going to cover the 7.5. But I'm going to be sprinkling money line. I think it's going to be a 31-34 Indiana field goal at the end. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. I know two really good defenses, but I think it's going to be a high scoring game. And I think Indiana's going to pull it out, unfortunately.
I don't hate it. I'm not in love with the game, but yeah, Indiana plus the points is still the way I'm looking. This has come down from 7.5 to 7, which tells me it's probably the side. Oregon, I'm sure, is taking money, or at least tickets. But yeah, Indiana, like their schedule is actually has been fairly tough. Like Old Dominion is a good team. Kennesaw State is a good team for what they are. You know, for CUSA and wherever ODU is at, Sun Belt. You know, Indiana State could have easily been a little brother looking to, you know, compete with their big brother Indiana, 73-0. You know, then they go out and wax Illinois the next week, where that was probably a look ahead spot anyway. Win on the road against Iowa with Oregon on deck off the Illinois game. So, yeah, I mean, their schedule hasn't been necessarily that easy, and they're just waxing people. So, yeah, I think IU is, you know, we looked to fade them all last year and really a lot of this year as well. I think they're actually kind of the real deal. So, yeah, I think, you know, Oregon off the win against Penn State. Sure, they had the bye, but yeah, I think Indiana's probably the side. I don't know that I'll play it, but it's the only way I could play it.
Which, again, really impressive win by Oregon, going to Happy Valley, beating Penn State. Really good for them. It's getting a little diminished now. It's getting a little spit on a little bit. Maybe Penn State wasn't as good as we thought. They looked like ass the entire season. People were saying, oh, it's just they're playing trash teams. Play a good team. And granted, it was double overtime. Really good game. Lose that one. Whatever. That's a fine loss. And then go get embarrassed by 0-4, 0-5 UCLA with a 26-year-old head coach that looks like Jeffrey Dahmer with Nico Yamalea, whatever his name is, who is the worst transfer quarterback in the portal, looking like a Heisman candidate. So, again, really good win at the time for Oregon. I still think it's a really good win. But Penn State's out of the rankings. Penn State just lost to UCLA. Give me Indiana, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm just going to, I would suggest more money on the spread, please. But if you want to do a little half unit, quarter unit money line, I don't hate it at all.
Yep.
Talking about a money line, I love much more, and I think I have 1 unit on it now. I think I might be upgrading to possibly a 3-unit play. Red River shootout, Red River rivalry. Number 6 Oklahoma at Texas. This line's been all over. Oklahoma's been 1.5. Texas is 1.5. Oklahoma was 1.5 for majority of yesterday. Now Texas is back to 1.5 point favorite. I think Batir's playing. I just searched Twitter, and it looks like he's probable now. Line is at that news, went to Oklahoma quick this morning, gets back to Texas. I have already locked in Texas money line for a unit. I think I might add 2 more units on it. I think Texas wins this game, gets back in the talk. Oklahoma, we forget Oklahoma has a gauntlet of a freaking schedule. Their win total at the beginning of this year, I think, was like 7.5, maybe 8.5. I think this is a game Texas bounces back. They could still make the college football playoff. They could still possibly make an SEC championship game. It all starts here. I love it. It is a neutral site. So at Texas, I got freaking ridiculed on my TikTok this week because I said it was at Texas. Like I don't know the Red River rivalry. I don't, because guess what? Rivalry games are played on the last week of college football. Okay, they're not played in the middle of freaking October. So shut your bitch ass mouth up. Also, I'm from Michigan. We don't care about the South. And this rivalry has not been relevant for 30 years. Yeah, I mean, Adrian Peterson, was Texas good that year? Yeah, maybe AP Vince Young era, and then the last couple years have been okay. But yeah, ass. So sorry, it's played in Dallas. Anyways, I'm all over Texas. I think Texas wins by like 10 plus. So I have 1 unit. I think I'm gonna upgrade Texas money line to a 3-unit play.
Yeah, you probably got us canceled with the Red River shootout, but that's okay.
Yeah,
It's very offensive. Very offensive. Guns are bad. But yeah, couldn't agree more. Texas, I'm on them as well for a unit. I don't think I'll up it to any more. I have also seen John Mateer as probable to play. So yeah, he's playing. But yeah, I mean, I think people are just ready to sell Texas because they lose to Florida. You and I have, I think, paid a lot of attention to Florida this year. They're not as bad as what that record is. I mean, they barely lose to LSU with 5 interceptions thrown. They play a tough schedule. I can't remember now. Miami, they lost to South Florida.
Miami, they lost to 7-26, but that was 7-13 for forever.
With 4 minutes left.
South Florida lose by a
South
game-winning
Florida
field
looked
goal.
like world beaters last night. Yeah, so I mean, it's just, Florida's not that bad. It was in the swamp. It was off a bye week for Florida with basically, can't think of his name. I was going to say the basketball coach. What's his face's job on the line there? Napier. Yep. I was going to say Donovan. But yeah, I just think Texas is not as bad as what we're giving them credit for. I think a lot of people are jumping off Arch Manning as well. I mean, he is as seasoned basically as Underwood.
Yeah.
Like, he's not, this is his 6th start. So he just got a bad rap coming in just because of his last name. I mean, and then people are just comparing him thinking he's going to be as good as Peyton and Eli just right away, which that just doesn't happen to anybody. So, yeah, I'm not ready to jump off the Arch train, although he's not nearly as good as what people have hyped him up to be, but that's not his fault. Yeah, I think Texas is the play. Obviously, the line is kind of telling you that. We both liked Florida last week because Texas was probably looking ahead to this game a little bit. They should be more than prepared. A rivalry that goes back a long way. I like Texas a lot.
Maybe I'll just, I'm going to add it to a round robin. I'm not going to upgrade the units. I'm going to add it to a round robin. I'm up way too much with my bookie this week, by the way. So thank you, Cam Scattaboo. But I am going to, Texas money line in the round robin. I like it. A game I really want to bet just because it's an ugly line, but I'm going to stay off it for a couple reasons. But we have number 2 Iowa State at Colorado. We just saw Iowa State lose last week to Cincy. I think me and you were both on Cincy. Cincy did everything in their power to make us have a no sweat or to make us sweat that game out. They tried every way to lose. Thank God they pulled it out. And they actually pulled it out pretty big. But Cincy, I'm not going to call it a great call by us, but I know a lot of squares are on Iowa State last week. Kind of another fishy line here. We have Iowa State on the road as a 3-point favorite to what's Colorado 2-4. I mean, I want to take Colorado, but I just don't think I'm going to. So I'm going to stay off this. It was at 2.5 for a long time, which is why I like Colorado even more. But as we approach kickoff, you're going to see this with the Lions. The Lions get more square and go up towards the square side. So, yeah, I lean Colorado. Don't think it's going to be enough for me to bet it.
Yeah, Colorado's been far too public as of the last couple of years for me to jump on this fishy line with them. Also, Iowa State has a bye on deck, so I think they'll try to avoid going 2 straight losses into their bye. Colorado has a bye on deck too, and they could go into their bye 0-3. But let's be real, Colorado's not playing for anything, so it means far less to them than it does Iowa State. I do think Iowa State's good. Yeah, I faded them multiple times this year, and yeah, I think we weren't lucky to win with Cincinnati, but just seeing that movie time and time and time again, and it almost never goes the way we need it to. So I was happy that Cincinnati was able to still find a way to put up a few points late in that game and get the win. Yeah, I don't really want to fade Ohio or Iowa State again, especially against a Colorado team that's just they're not nearly as public this year as they were last year and the year before that, but you got to imagine it's still a somewhat public side.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna stay off it. Probably won't watch it either. Too many good games at 3:30. NC State, Notre Dame. Notre Dame's number 16 at home. Notre Dame's a 24.5-point favorite. I'm not touching this game. Barely won last week on Notre Dame. Minus 20.5. They won by 21. Very ugly game for Notre Dame against a very bad Boise State team. But Notre Dame's going to keep, I'm going to keep saying they're going to keep having to blow out these teams to get into the college football playoff. If they go undefeated, I think they do, even if they just win by the skin of their teeth. But yeah, I'm not going to bet it. I think Notre Dame probably covers, but I just don't see any value there.
Yeah, nothing for me there.
I think we might be getting a discount here, and it is on our Nittany Lions of Penn State hosting Northwestern, 21.5-point spread. What would this spread be if Penn State was undefeated? 35, 34.5?
Yeah.
Like, we're probably getting a massive discount here. I'm not going to bet it. I heavily lean Penn State, but who knows with that team, man. So I'm going to stay away from that one.
Okay, that's my bet I have. I have a minus 21.5.
Okay.
Minus 105.
I mean, seriously, don't twist my arm.
Okay, well, that's the one I was going to ask you if I should cash out on.
Oh.
But to me, I mean, so it's a tale of two stories. It's either A, Penn State's really not that good, and they're not going to cover the spread, and it's going to be a bad bet, and I'll stay off of them for the rest of the year. Or it's they put a huge effort into Oregon, got beat, had a terrible traveling spot out to UCLA against a pissed off 0-4, 0-5 UCLA team, got beat, and now they're back home just coming for Northwestern's head, which Northwestern is awful. And we have a coach who takes note of spreads, covers spreads, tries to cover spreads, needs to win big like Notre Dame now to, really keep up and still have some sort of shot to make the college football playoff. So, yeah, that's, it's going to go one of two ways. It's going to go Penn State barely wins this game. They're fighting for their lives, or they're going to go out, win by 40 points. Yeah, I don't know. I've locked in Penn State, though.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's the same, like you said, you can't lose the same game twice. This is identical to UCLA, except Penn State's at home now. And I just think it's a huge discount. I don't think Penn State's that bad. I just think bad loss against Oregon, but at the time, I mean, that's fine. If you're going to lose to Oregon, so be it. You can't go out and lose to UCLA, but I get it. Guys are a little upset. They maybe thought, oh, we lost that one. We could just go win at defeated UCLA. Forgot about the travel. Forgot about UCLA. It did have a Heisman caliber quarterback. Unfortunately, he came alive at the wrong time. So I still think Penn State's fine. I don't think they're gonna make the college football playoff with that UCLA loss. But granted, Notre Dame made the college football playoff. I get losing to Northern Illinois. So crazier things have happened. But I think Penn State still is Ohio State too. So yeah, I have a lockdown. I'll probably bet it.
I forgot Northwestern beat UCLA.
What was the
People
score
are
of
probably looking at that. People are probably looking at that saying, ooh, now I can get 21.5.
Seriously, this line should be 34.5. I wonder what this was. Let me check if there's an open of this before, probably not in September, right?
There might have been.
Because I'm interested what that would have been. Where the hell did Penn State go?
I'm Googling it too. Let me see.
Okay, I just got October 5th as far as I can go back. It's 20.5, but that was post UCLA loss.
Okay.
That was Monday, probably.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to find it here.
Okay, no problem. But I mean, you would think that would be in the 30s at some point.
Yeah.
Easily in the 30s. Now you're getting 3 touchdowns. Sure, you get the hook, but I mean, yeah, I'm there. I
I
was
mean, even
convinced.
if they still lose to Oregon and then beat UCLA, we're still probably looking at 24.5 at
Yeah,
least.
yeah, 27.5. I mean, Northwestern's freaking bad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate it. The crowd might be a little ornery, but
Yeah.
yeah, I like
Until
it.
it's 14-0 early in the first, and they're all into it.
Yeah. Nebraska at Maryland. I need Maryland to keep losing because I need to buy these tickets to the Michigan game, and they were undefeated before last week, and the tickets skyrocketed, and hopefully a loss and a couple losses get them to tickets go down. But Nebraska's a 6.5 point road dog. I don't or road favorite. Don't have a bet on this. I'm hoping Nebraska wins for selfishly my sake, but I don't know if there's a read on that game at all.
Yeah, I have nothing there.
Okay. I got nothing in of 3:30 except my game of the week or game of the day, and that is Wake Forest, Oregon State. Huh? Yeah, you heard me right. Wake Forest against 0-6 Oregon State. Game of the day, Oregon State money line. Play of the day, sorry. And lock that in, and we're
Okay.
not going to talk about it.
Okay.
Uh, it's take them +3, but I'm going to take them money line as well. I love Oregon State.
Okay. Did not expect you to say that today.
Yeah, they're 0-6. What are they doing being +3? Wake Forest just beat Virginia Tech, lost to Georgia Tech by 1. I mean, come on.
If you came in today and said Oregon, Oregon State, I'm playing both games on the money line, guess which one? I would have guessed Oregon money line and Wake Forest money line. But we get the other way around. So I
Yeah,
like it.
screw Seattle. No, that's Washington. Screw the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. I
Um,
will butt in because we do have a Virginia. We
okay,
have Bob
please.
Tech at 13, Georgia Tech at 3:30 as well. Georgia Tech -14, home favorite. Georgia Tech is off a bye, off the win, overtime win against Wake Forest. Have Duke on deck. Vatech, they just lost to Wake Forest. Have Cal on deck, but a bye first. I like Georgia Tech. I actually think Georgia Tech might win the ACC, which I know is crazy with Miami still in there and Florida State, obviously 2 games back now, but Virginia, some of those other teams. I think Georgia Tech wins the ACC, but that being said, I do kind of lean Vatech plus the points just because I think who in the right mind wants to bet Vatech? They've looked so bad this year in so many games. Not a bet that I'll probably end up playing, but do lean Vatech.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think there is a an ODU game in there. I think they play
Yes, there is.
Marshall. I've
Yes.
seen a lot of people on ODU.
Okay.
But
I kind of lean Marshall for what it's worth. But
okay, that's fine. 4 o'clock now. Again, cut me off if you've got anything you like. Arkansas, Tennessee. I've seen heavy movement as of late on Arkansas in this game, but I did see I think Arkansas. I could be completely wrong, but I think someone said Arkansas has beat Tennessee like the last 4 times. Let me double. That can't be right. I don't know.
that might be.
I'm seeing people on Arkansas. Maybe they just have their number. It's not a game I really want to bet. Did open at 12.5. It's down to 10. Let me check this head to head. Yeah, Arkansas has won at least the last 3.
Okay.
That's dating back to 2015, though. Looks like they play once every 5 years. Except they played last year. Yeah, I don't know. Is Pittman still the coach there? Does he still have a job?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm seeing
Yeah, they've lost
heavy.
the last 4
Jeez.
and 5 of the last 6, going back to 06.
Yeah, I'm seeing people on Arkansas, but people were locking in Arkansas at the +13 when it came out 4 days ago, and I think we may have missed the window here, but yeah, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna bet it. I'll tune in to see if Arkansas can. I don't think Tennessee's great. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I don't think they're great. So potentially an upset watch, but yeah, I think I missed my window on Arkansas there.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I think we missed the window. I think Arkansas is still probably the side. Tennessee has Alabama on deck, but they beat Alabama last year. They've actually beat Alabama a couple times. I know when Hendon Hooker was their quarterback, they beat Alabama. So yeah, it's probably still a bit of a look ahead spot, but yeah, I just don't know if I can bet Arkansas. We probably missed the boat.
Yeah.
Also, I just feel like Arkansas is just like, I feel like they just get ragdolled in the SEC a little bit. Like I
was thinking like
good out of conference.
Yeah.
And then they just get beat up before SEC play, and then the SEC is obviously always ranked and good, and I just feel like they're competitive, but they don't win.
Are they the worst SEC team? I was trying to think because usually it was just always Vandy. Now Vandy's good. What's the standings in that?
Kentucky.
SEC? Kentucky's pretty damn bad. Kentucky's 0 for 3. Auburn's 0 for 2. Mississippi State's probably the worst, but 0 for 2. Arkansas 0 1.
Yeah, Mississippi State's playing better than expected, but
I realize Auburn's 0 2.
They played what? Did they play Texas?
No, they played.
Or no,
they played Georgia today. Who did they play?
They played Oklahoma.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Because I think we were on Auburn.
I hit a middle on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before 7?
I don't think so. But let me just quick. No.
Okay.
Nope.
Game that I have locked in, which I guess at the time I was feeling really good about, and now I'm just not feeling great about. But we have Florida at number 5, Texas A&M. Florida off a big win against Texas, a bounce back win, a win they desperately needed. Now they have to go to number 5 A&M. I locked in A&M on the spread. I'm just not super in love with it at the moment, but I think I'm just going to ride it. I think A&M's better. Their defense is much better. Florida, it does worry me. They just stay in every single game they play, it seems like, except until the very end. So maybe they keep it close. I kind of like the under, kind of love the under in this game. A&M, fantastic defense. Florida struggling to score offensively. 47.5 seems like a lot of points. But yeah, I'm kind of wishing I didn't bet A&M, but that is my play and ultimately my lean as well.
I fully agree. Is it crazy for me to say that I think this is the toughest game on Florida's schedule all year? It's on the road. They played at LSU.
USF?
Yeah. I mean, LSU, Miami, Texas. They have Georgia, Tennessee, Florida State. Those are all at home. They are at Ole Miss. I mean, that's probably tough. But, I mean, yeah, I think Texas A&M is better than Texas right now. I think they're better than Miami. I think they're better than LSU. So, yeah, I think this is the toughest test here for Florida so far. Off that big win against Texas. Little car alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lean A&M. I have not bet it. We'll see how the morning slate goes.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, I'm on A&M. Don't love it at the moment. Iowa at Wisconsin. I'm seeing people on Wisconsin as the home dog here. 3.5-point dog. I don't really believe in Iowa. Wisconsin looks like ass, but this just kind of feels like a game Wisconsin wins. So I'm going to lean Wisconsin. Plus 3.5 money line. Don't know if I'm going to get there on the bet, but that is a pretty strong lean of mine. Do you have anything on that one?
No, I mean, I think this could be the classic Iowa, just punt, 10-3 final.
We do have a 37.5-point final. Not as low as Iowa Rutgers 2 years ago, which was 27.5.
Yeah. Which flew under.
I think that was 3-6. Yeah, I don't hate the under. That could be not a fun bet, but definitely a profitable way. Georgia Auburn. I have Auburn. It's +4 now. I have Auburn in the +3.5. Probably the mistake. Like we said, Auburn, one of the bottom teams of the SEC. Georgia, off a good bounce back win against Kentucky. They lost to Bama at home. Now they go play. It's at Auburn, but again, it should be a pretty easy win for Georgia. Auburn, I was thinking Hugh Freeze was going to get fired any day now, and he's still around. They have a winning record, but I don't know. I just feel like people are going to be jumping on Georgia train, and it seems like a too small of a spread. So I took a shot on Auburn. Again, I was probably on the wrong side, getting them at +3.5. Should have waited. It's +4 now, but I still like Auburn. Not in love with the bet, but it is a bet I have placed.
Yeah, I definitely lean Auburn. I don't know if I'll end up getting there, just because I'm just still not fully bought into Auburn. But yeah, I do think they're probably the side +4. I do like that number. Georgia does have Ole Miss on deck, which at this point I don't know if that's really a look ahead or like we need to go win at Auburn because Ole Miss won't be easy. But yeah, I don't know. I could see this game being an overtime game. I could see it getting down to the 2-point conversions where you're good either way, however it ends up. So, yeah, I think Auburn's good for the points. I could see Georgia winning it in overtime by 2 or 3, depending on how far they get. But yeah, I think Auburn plus the points is the only way I could play it.
Yeah, I think it's a little too suspicious to be taking Georgia there. I'm not going to talk too much about this. If you want my rant, you can go over to our page at Better and Green on YouTube. Look at our Power 4 picks, but we have number 15 Michigan at USC. USC is a sharp play. It's the correct betting play. They're a 2.5-point home favorite. But like I said, I think it's going to be a physicality thing, and I think Michigan's going to own the physicality. So I lean Michigan, but I'm not going to talk too much about that. If you want my screaming rant, you can go over to our Power 4 picks video and check that out. I don't want to be super repetitive. And I'm a super biased fan, so you really don't want my opinion there. But you flipped at all? You're sticking with USC?
Yeah, unfortunately, USC money line is my favorite play of the day. So
Oof.
I've locked it in. Yeah, I like USC, but also more of a breakdown on Power 4 picks.
Yeah, that's it. UCLA money line. Kansas had Texas Tech. I mean, I don't think Texas Tech's good, and I'm going to say it. I don't think they're good. I know they beat my Utah Utes, I think.
Yep.
I just don't really think Kansas is good either, though. So just not a game. I would lean Kansas heavily on the spread, but I despise Kansas. But I think Texas Tech is this year's Ole Miss, where they're going to be ninth. They're going to lose 2 bad games and complain that they didn't make it into the college football playoff. Well, beat frickin' Pitt or beat frickin' I don't even remember who Ole Miss lost to last year. Some 2 bad teams. So I don't know. I'm not sold on Texas Tech, but I just don't know if I can fade them with a team like Kansas. If it was any other Big 12 team other than Kansas, I'd probably be backing them. But yeah, I'll probably stay away.
Yeah. I have a Big 12 game I like later, but I just don't like – I feel like I have a really bad read on Big 12 this year. So, yeah, it's one I'm staying away from. I could see it going either way. I do think Texas Tech is pretty good, though.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, pal. We'll see. Mr. Nebraska last year is going to be good, pal.
True.
If you want to take it away, I got nothing. I just want to mention the 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time Arizona State Utah game. If you have any other games in between that or after that, by all means, let me hear them.
I mean, Clemson, Boston College is at 7:30. Boston College +14 at home after losing 7-48 last week to Pitt. I think it looks way too easy to bet Clemson here because Clemson has finally won another game against North Carolina. I think people publicly kind of think North Carolina should be good with Bill Belichick. That team's ass. The team is so bad. So I think it looks way too easy to take Clemson. So I would have to lean Boston College, but they also lost to Michigan State. So that doesn't give me a whole lot of want to put money on Boston College. And then 7:45, we have South Carolina, LSU. Yeah, I don't have much there. I know a lot of people are on South Carolina, which would probably be my lean, but I don't know. LSU off the loss and the bye makes me a little bit nervous on that game. I guess, do you have any thoughts on either of those?
No, I forgot about South Carolina, LSU. I won't be betting it. There'll be Michigan will be on. I was going to say I'm going to need something late, but all of my boys in blue. So yeah, I don't know. I had nothing. Yeah. Under maybe seems like an obvious over at 44.5, but nothing there for me.
I like Arizona at 8 +2.5 at home.
Looking at that,
BYU.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I like that play. The first really tough opponent on Arizona's schedule. Like I said, Iowa State. They lost to Iowa State, but now they're at home BYU has Utah on deck, which I know isn't ranked, but got to be right outside the rankings. That's going to be a Saturday night game on Fox. It's a pretty big game there for BYU. Yeah, line's a little bit fishy here. I think Arizona might win outright.
Yeah, I just looking at that line, I knew that was going to be the Big 12 game you're going to bring up. So yeah, I like that one. Just want to quickly mention the Arizona State Utah game, and just for anyone, I just wanted to be your little news source here. Arizona State's number 21. They're traveling to Utah, but they're a 9.5-point dog, and that is because their starting quarterback is out, and it looks like their second string guy is out as well. So they're down to a third string quarterback against Utah, which is the reason for the 9.5-point unranked team favored against a ranked team. So that ultimately is going to be an unbettable game for me. So I wouldn't be jumping over Arizona State because they're ranked. They're a 10-point dog. And I wouldn't be eager to jump over Utah because they're facing a third string quarterback. I don't like either situation. So also we're going to stay off it, but just wanted to be the breaking news and try to warn you guys off that game just based off injuries and weirdness of it. But I got nothing else the entire day.
Yeah, I lean Utah, but 9.5 can't lay it there. Especially, I'm still a little shell shocked from Louisville last week.
Yep.
But yeah, that's really it for me in college football. Do you have any lean whatsoever on the degenerate special Utah State Hawaii, just in case someone needs a quick little?
Let me pull up this these Rainbow Warriors. Okay, looks like it's gonna be a open. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be an Aggies money line.
Okay.
Utah State Aggies money line.
That's the tuck me in.
Late night tuck me in after Michigan loses 44-7. Yeah.
I'll be as square as it gets. Give me the over.
Okay. You know what? Oh, I like that. Both pass heavy offenses. Yeah. It did open at 60.5 though.
Utah State's last game, they combined for 90 with Vanderbilt. 90. They put up 48 against McNeese, 49 against Air Force, 22-44 Texas A&M, 28 against UTEP. Hawaii scores 44-35 against Air Force.
Yeah. What's Hawaii's defense like here? And they're playing ass teams. 57 total points in a Sam Houston game. Yeah, give me the over. Yeah, that's the bet. Screw the Utes or the Aggies money line. That was a good pull though. Aggies money line. I think that is Utah State's mascot.
I think you're right.
So it's also New Mexico State.
Mexico State. Yep.
Because New Mexico is the Lobos.
Yep.
Anyways, it's kind of a game we do. Do you have any? I haven't even looked at NHL to be completely honest. But do you have any NHL that you're thinking of?
Or no, baseball? I mean, yeah, baseball. I like the Brewers.
Okay.
Yeah, that line's getting up there though. Wow. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I want to bet NHL every single year. I just dive head over heels in NHL just because
we got
such a fun sport to bet, dude. Wrecked.
I think I went 0-3.
Yeah, I went 1-2, and on my solo one, I did opening night 0-3. So we're a combined 1-8 to start the NHL year, and my bets haven't been much better. I think best bet would be Sabres Bruins first period over 1.5.
Okay. Again, don't take any overs in freaking Capitals game. They're the same old freaking team. But yeah, I'm not going to bet NHL today. Are they on? No, I'm not going to bet them tomorrow. But midweek NHL, we're going to try to get back into it. As you can see, it's been really slow. But NHL is so hard. I mean, NHL is like baseball. They're pretty much pick-ups. At least with baseball, you have pitcher comparisons. NHL, you have goalie comparisons, which are very similar. You get the top-tier goalies and the bottom-tier goalies are not that far apart compared to a top-tier pitcher and a low-tier pitcher. So at the beginning of the year, it's just freaking you're just freaking coin flipping. And if you have some sort of system, please let us know because we'll be all ears. But yeah, we'll be more into it midweek for sure, especially with not as much football going on.
Yeah, I think this year I really want to get into NHL props. Obviously, it's hard right now because you don't have much data to go on, but I was betting unders for years, and I was profitable betting unders, and now it's just the league's kind of changing where it's just higher scoring. You're getting coaches pulling their goalie with 7 minutes left if they're down 2 or 3. It just becomes a waterfall of goals. So I don't really know how to bet from a total aspect. Sides, I've just never been that good at in NHL. They feel so random. So I kind of want to do props. But I also have to say, for a league that struggles with like viewership, why in God's name did they take Friday off when we had one baseball game? And that was basically it. They had no other, I mean, a few low end college football. They play no games. Then they put a full slate up against college football. And then tomorrow, where I know NFL's king, you have one game. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, at least there's less games that you can watch in the NFL. I mean, most people can only watch 2 games. You could probably watch hockey. Like,
Yeah.
what is their thought process with that scheduling? You play one game on Sunday, 0 on Friday night, and you just load up going head to head with college football. I know UFC is on today. Um, yeah, another baseball game. Like, what are they doing?
Sometimes I wonder how these leagues make it because, like, I don't know. I don't know. It's mind boggling to me that this is how commissioners work and schedule their games. Yeah, I mean, who's college football Saturday and October 11th? You're
Right.
gonna have 15 games.
Yeah.
Friday night, there's one baseball game on. With the max, there was possibly max going to be 2 baseball games on. And you have 0 games.
Yeah.
What a great opening week, you dumbass. But
Right.
yeah. Anyways, before we go here, do you want to give your 3 best college football bets of the day?
Yeah, I'll just give the ones that I have locked in. Yeah, Texas money line, USC money line.
Oof.
Do I dare say? Well, the other one I have locked in is Penn State minus 21.5. I don't know that that's my third favorite bet here. Let's go with Arizona.
Oof. Okay. It's ugly. I'm gonna go 3 money lines. Missouri money line, Texas money line, Oregon State money line. 3 money lines. Oregon State gets their first win against Wake. Texas beats Oklahoma. Missouri gets their first win in 50 years against Alabama. That's my 3rd place. If you want to get a little safer, take the spreads unless the Texas is favored, then just take Texas money line. But Mizzou +3, Oregon State +3 if you want. But yeah, we're going money lines today. Dogs, money lines. We should have bet the dogs last week in the NFL. But anyways, anything else before we sign off here? What do you do? Are we going live tomorrow?
Probably.
Okay.
I'll keep you posted, but probably. Yeah, for what it's worth, honestly, USC is probably my favorite play of the day, but I think Milwaukee Brewers are actually my second favorite play, like more so than Texas or Penn State or Arizona. So I really do like Milwaukee, but yeah, that's it. Hopefully back tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Hopefully you guys make some money and enjoy your Saturday of college football. We may or may not be on tomorrow for NFL, but we have posted our NFL video predicting every single game this weekend. So if you want to see that, check out Better Green on YouTube. We will be live on Monday going through the Monday night. Is it a double header?
Won't be live.
We won't be live. Correction. We won't
flying.
be live. Ethan will be in New York. Correction, we won't be live, but we'll see you guys back on Thursday and Friday for NFL and college football. But again, stay tuned for tomorrow. Good luck on all your bets. Make sure you do follow us on Twitter as well at eBainbridge26 and at Worst Bets. Those are our Twitter usernames. And make sure you do like and subscribe over here on YouTube. It definitely helps us continue doing this. But until then, guys, enjoy your weekend.